Did you know, in 2023, over 27 million people in America reported they played at least one game of basketball that year. Basketball is an ever-growing sport, with that number being just 22 million 8 years prior. That's a 675,000 person per year increase. Everyone has played, knows someone who's played, or has watched some level of basketball before. But most people don't understand the most primary function of the game, shooting the ball. A lot of people have really funky jump shots. They just throw the ball up, shoot it from their chest, or whatever. I've been playing basketball pretty consistently the last 7 years of my life, and if there's one thing I love to do, I love to get some shots up. In this speech, I will go over 3 primary functions of shooting the ball. I will go over your base, your hand and arm placement, and then the overall shooting motion. The first point I want to bring up is your base. When you get to your shot, you want to have your feet about shoulder width apart. If you have them too close, you just won't have good balance for your shot, and you're going to throw at some random spot. And if you have them too far apart, you won't get a lot of power. This is the least important area, but I think it's still good to go over because a lot of people mess it up. The next point is your hands and your arm placement. When you take your dominant hand, also known as your shooting hand, you want to place it under the ball. This is going to get a lot of your shot flick, the spin on the ball, a lot of the power on the ball, and then a lot of just the overall motions of the shot. Then you take your offhand, also known as your guide hand, and you put it on the side of the ball. You don't want it too close, or you'll lose a lot of your grip and you'll end up dropping the ball. And you don't want it too far, because it'll end up altering your shot when you go up with it. You want to put it right on the side, so where you can guide the ball without interfering with your shot. Then, you want to get to your arms. The left arm doesn't matter as much, or your guide hand, unless you're shooting with your left hand. But your shooting arm, a lot of people have their elbow sticking out, which is going to cause a really sideways jump shot. You want to tuck that elbow into your hip so you can get a straight line path up to your head and get a straight shot. After that, you get to the overall shooting motion. Once you get the ball and you set your base and you get your wide stance, you want to bring the ball to your shot pocket, which is this area right in front of your hip or right in front of your waist, and you want to start bending your knees because you're about to jump. As you bring yourself up, you want to get the shot right to your eyes as you stand straight up. So once you get through the motion, you want to go up, and you want to start taking your guide hand off around this time because you've already guided the ball to your last spot. And you want to go up and you want to flick your wrist as hard as you can. You want to get a good backspin on the ball, so if it does end up hitting anything, you get a favorable bounce. A lot of people will just push the ball up, and it's just going to fall straight down, no spin on the ball. And a lot of people, when they have their elbow out, will shoot it and have a side flick, and it's going to give them a bad bounce when it hits the rim or hits the backboard. If you get that good backspin and it hits the rim, you have a good chance of it falling right back down to the net or coming right back at you. So once you get your shot motion down, you're pretty much done with it all. After that, you can start trying to work on shooting off the move, shooting off balance with one leg, and just getting a lot of reps up. Consistency is more important than the form, but getting a good form will make it so you don't need as many shots to get up to get good. So now, this speech has gone over the primary shooting functions of a basketball. I went over the base, I went over your hand and arm placement, and I went over the overall shot motion. So now, I want you to go play some with your friends.